I'm going to In the Mirror, number 9, part 3. So, if there's rapture, nobody that uh, is raptured perceives reality. So they're all just dream characters, and it's like a really crazy story. So, like, yeah, no, like Michael, he went to war with Mason, and yeah, he's like Mason's guardian angel too. So, like, all this magic that he's using to fight Mason, like, only can destroy things if Mason isn't benevolent and holy. So if Mason didn't want to live tonight, I would have been able to destroy the universe and cash in on a lot of karma. So there you go. Instead, Mason gets the karma. So Michael has a lot of dirty habits like incest and pedophilia and sodomy. So they're not Mason's habits. That's why Michael's not allowed to do them one day. So yeah, Julian's Michael. So Hiller's Michael. Mason's the dragon. Mason is holy. Like Michael revelation to go war Mason and enslave him and bind him in chains for 1,000 years. So he's not doing that. He's a deathifier now. Don't mess it up. So he's gonna be immortal. He's making everyone immortal. And it's like, do you want to die right now? If you don't want to die right now, then you want to be immortal. There is no such thing as death for all the atheists. For all the really concerned atheists that want to die one day. Jesus said that we're all immortal and we're always reborn again. So you guys are descended from apes. You're descended from stars, actually. That's what we've been talking about. We're descended from stars. So if stars have to turn into human beings one day, we're like doing the magic to do it right now in the abyss, and it's all quantum and pre-programmed, it's all girly, and we're going, as long as it's girly, we like it. So we want weightlifters to use their 8-balls. Like, it's not just for sorcerers, like, that's for Mason and like MC Ride from Death Grips. Like, it's really painful. Like, as long as kids are just using it in their classrooms and floating their hands during lectures, like, that's really all we need. And like, they should meditate still and cultivate power, and yeah, they'll get really good at sports. All the kids that are good at sports in the future meditate with their 8-balls. So it's gonna be like how martial arts users meditate, like, and it does hone their concentration. It does make them superior to their opponents that don't meditate in martial arts. So yeah, we're gonna people floating their arms and stuff, and putting their arms behind their backs. And people are gonna get really powerful. A lot of people drink too, because the stars are really beautiful while drunk. And it's really good for your brain. And it's like meditation. It cures drug addictions, so you don't get as addicted to the alcohol when you look at the stars. It's like if you use amphetamine, or if you just smoke. It's like if you want to quit cigarettes and you take psychedelic mushrooms. The mushrooms can heal your cigarette addiction. So yeah, you can abuse it and just get higher on cigarettes, though, if you smoke cigarettes afterward. After Mason did that, you just get, it's like, yeah, it's a better cigarette, isn't it? It's probably a better, it's been years since he's actually done that, though. And he was just always getting high, like, yeah. When he was in the garden, when he was 19 before he was murdered. It's really high on life. The moon sold her soul to murder Mason, and gave her really terrible PTSD. And Mason's not healing her because she like would just fornicate all the health away. She just uses it to get high. She's done it too many times. So there you go. She does it the moment we fucking release her. And we just go fuck her up. I fucking swear, every time she fucking does it, she tells us we want to fucking kill her. And it's just like we can't actually explode the moon. Mason tried to explode the moon the other night. And if he makes any mistakes in the Bardos, then yeah, the Earth will be destroyed. It's just everyone goes down with Mason's videos on the internet. He's a public persona, he has a public face, like he's been talking to himself for years now. And he hasn't talked in the public or in the open, or like nobody's listened to him. Like he's not schizophrenic, like he talks to river spirits, like he can't share himself too much. He's the Messiah. He can't actually just get shipped to Jerusalem like a false prophet. Like he's the dragon in hiding. He's killing the child. Like people probably don't want him to feel their genitals, because yeah, they would program it for them to feel people's genitals and they wouldn't know. So RV's too powerful. He has to be destroyed. He's gonna have to absorb his power though, because he has like more power than God. And yeah, it's like not acceptable. So reincarnated Yahweh is Mason's second son, just from to be crucified. It permanently ends Yahweh's existence. So Mason's Lord Krishna, not Yahweh. So like, he's like a competing god. You know what? Yeah, I am. You know what? Mason's Lord Krishna. There you go. So I didn't know I could talk to, and then it just makes my light bulbs wake up, and I'm going, this is good for me, isn't it? You feel dis as you're talking. I just dismount drugs. I've been benevolent so far. It's just been changed. I have no free will. There you go. He doesn't have free will. And it's as simple as that then. When he gets free will, he just like murders people. So yeah, there's like a lot of dead in eternity. Like Adolf Hitler predicted a master race. Beelzebub created the master race with fornication. So he like created plastic humans by making them fuck their own buttholes over and over in dreams. And that's the birth of soulmates. So if you have your soulmate, it means you fucked your balls butthole in a previous life. And that's why it's so rare to have a soulmate, because they rarely conquer the Pan plan. Like, you're a real warrior if you have a soulmate. He's not a soulmate. Christian Casagrande had a soulmate. Elora Smith is Christian Casagrande's soulmate. And then Kelly Irwin is Gabe Hilton's soulmate. And then Dalen O'Brien is Peter Laxalt's soulmate. Those are the three sisters' soulmates. They're three ex-friends of Mason's. They're three ex-best friends. Gabe Hilton, like, you know what? Gabe Hilton, you know, like, Peter Laxalt was an ex-best friend, and so was Christian Casagrande. So Gabe Hill and I sort of like, they could have been best friends. Like, they might be best friends one day. Like, Mason's gonna put him in prison. He's one with the Dromissary. He's one with Beelzebub. He has to use his 8-ball and meditate, and then he gets really spiritual. It's like an amazing gift for the world. Everyone going to hell because they're all sold souls. They all sold their souls to be Mason's Nog Wall. To reincarnate into Mason's Nog Wall. So yeah, like Jesus sold his soul to the devil, and that's what created all this. Mason has the proof on his Facebook. The real proof is the feeding of 5,000. And yeah, Revelation is also the proof because he's trying to seize world control. Yeah, then there's Revelation, which is also the proof that Jesus sold his soul to the devil because he's trying to seize world control. So yeah, it's really obvious in hindsight. There's a race of aliens from planet Venus called the Anunnaki. That's how you pronounce it, Anunnaki. He mispronounces it all the time. He is trying to pronounce it correctly. And you know what? Yeah, he just talks so fast. So yeah, we're like high on mushrooms. No, we're not. We're just like the mushroom. Yeah, they're mushroom allies, the Anunnaki. What does he say? Don't say the word. Anunnaki. We want to coin them. We don't want to tell you guys what he's been saying, because then it's going to get in your guys' minds, and you're going to think about it. It's Anunnaki. So there you go. Anunnaki. He just said Anunnaki. It's just we're African. It's not Anunnaki. It's not Anunnaki. Is it? You know, we're just fucking with him, aren't we? You know what? It's because he doesn't fucking he doesn't do research. So we can just lie to him. It's literally just him reading on Google and not even watching Ancient Aliens. Because he just talks to himself. He's like Horus in a cave. You know what? Yeah, no, he just talks to himself. He does like talking to himself. Well, he talks to the Angel of Death. Yeah, he talks to the Angel of Death. He talks to the Cherubim, too. He talks to the Cherubim. It's just the Angel of Death is one with 10 Cherubim. I'm not saying I'm the Cherub. The Angel of Death is the Cherub. You know what? Just call me the Cherub. That's what spirit. I'm drunk right now. On beer, you know. This is beer drunk for Mason. Yeah, I understand. You want to give me saucy, so don't mess me up. Because you're doing that, aren't you? You're going like that. You better not mess me up. I'm training Mason to conquer Olivia. So we're gonna see how big her balls are. Because she apparently had bigger balls than Mason 3 years ago. But she might not have for real. She might have just been flexing. You know what? She might have just been flexing. He has really big balls. He just doesn't worship his balls. She might worship her balls. Mason worships his guts. They're sorcerers. So she probably didn't actually have bigger balls than Mason. Mason's burned in an extreme amount of hellfire. He's just had a lot of butt sex. It's like drinking beer. She had a really big ego. It's an ego, Karen. She had a bigger ego than Mason. So yeah, she trips the fuck out when she uses meth. She has bad trips, yeah, wake her up. She's not actually ballsy. So there you go. She thinks you can't learn from drugs. She might not be able to because she's practiced so much butt sex. And yeah, if you masturbate or practice butt sex, it does impede your ability to maybe not masturbation. It's just butt sex. Butt sex makes you stupid. And masturbation makes you anxious. So yeah, Mason used to masturbate in the garden when he was a 19-year-old. Before he woke up to the fact that he has angels in his body. It was a really slow process for him. because he was a mushroom boomer and he thought spirits didn't perceive reality, but they do temporarily, and they did with Mason. And it's like this cosmic giggle where like they do temporarily, but he removes their perception, and like it's just to test out if if he's gay or not. It's to see if he's homosexual or not, and they judge him. They have to see with their own eyes. So he's really heterosexual. He's not homosexual. He's not homosexual. He's very homophobic. He doesn't watch porn with dicks in it. Like, he watches lesbian porn typically. He's just really dick phobic. And it's like, they're thinking about it now. Does that mean we're gay? It doesn't mean you're gay. It just means Mason went to school for psychology. That's why we can use his mind and think with him. And what does it mean? It means you're attracted to your mother. It doesn't mean you're gay. It means you're attracted to your mother. You want to watch your mom get dominated. See, yeah, masturbation porn is probably much healthier. Watching a woman masturbate. And just jerking off to a vagina. It's probably not actually cool to jerk off to lesbian porn. Because it's still fucking mutating DNA in a negative manner. Like the licking, it gets them too high. That's fucking gross. And we go, oh yeah, they're getting too high. Like they don't get high enough from dicks. Like they get higher from the licks. They're fucking gross. They're like subhuman. So fuck lesbians. Like he was debating with himself. He doesn't just debate with himself. Like he's like a scribe. I swear. Like a lot of it is like damage control for him. Like him talking to his cherubim and his spirits. Like it's us like training for power, and it's like really negative at times because we're not powerful enough. We're just it's like we're weightlifting. Like we're not powerful enough for poverty. Like he was supposed to win the megabucks by now. Like yeah, we're not even meant to be ghetto. Like we were meant to be royal. Like we're Magi from Hollywood. Like it's the city of fallen angels. Get it? We're fallen angels. Get it? So don't mess with it. Here's our pride. We're actually fucking big now. So don't mess with us. Sit on. He's gonna go to the Bay Area one. Not the Bay. He's gonna go to Los Angeles one night. He's gonna trip on acid on the Pacific Ocean. He's gonna trip on acid on the Pacific Ocean. Mason's Hollywood. Mason's California. Mason's from Nevada. Mason's a big California guy. Mason lived in San Diego for 3 years. Mason lived in San Diego for 3 years. Don't mess this up. So yeah, Mason lives in California. Don't mess it up.
Oh yeah, today's Thursday. Yeah, I should be back by 10 o'clock. Don't give it to nobody. I'm tired of people ripping you off.
Hey, might not talk to that. Yeah, no, that's what we're cycling to. Like, so he's gonna enter the garden. Year 8 of him sowing the 7 seeds. That's from him being murdered as the lamb. So he's in year 7 right now, and he's just sowing the 7 seeds. But instead of smoking marijuana while high on amphetamine, he's gonna vape meth. It's just the vape might burn off the amphetamine. Like it's like he might get really high on hail, and it's gonna be a much nicer experience for him because he really likes stimulants to depressants. He prefers stimulants to depressants. So yeah, if you don't want to smoke marijuana, like, you can smoke meth. It's just like you really should bond it with mushrooms or DMT, and like it does 8-ball it. Like you can bond with heroin too, which is really addicting and like dangerous. But like yeah, you can do that. Macy's gonna use heroin one day. The heartogram. That's how these people get. That's how these people get started on drugs. They start using the power moves, and it gets them high on the unnatural drug, and they just go, "Okay, well, I'm never gonna do that thing to my body ever again if it gets me too high." But yeah, it gets you high into 666, and like 666, it's like a training method used by angels. So they just keep track of people. They just keep track of people like. If you do something for a certain amount of time, they track your hours doing it. The angel, the seraphim. Yeah, it might be the Magi too. They booked you in dis. Don't mess with that. It might be the Godhead. Yeah, no, it is. It's the Godhead that books people in dis, and it goes, "This is how long you've masturbated for," and it's like 10 hours typically. So they have like, if they reach 160 hours of masturbating, they go to the high heavens, and their ticket's really big. It's a lot. If you get high on meth and masturbate for like an hour a day for 6 months, you basically you achieve godhood. So yeah, it turns you into a diva. I give you a lot of ecstasy. You really do want to vape a nicotine device or use chewing tobacco. Or chewing gum, or nicotine chewing gum, and it really does help your brain neurons. It replenishes dopamine, and it's external, so it's not just a reuptake inhibitor. So it's not just your brain neurons pooling; it's like an external source of dopamine going into your